It's like the sound of heaven and hell mixed together, if that makes any sense. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Molly, and in this video I am going to be reacting to the album White Pony by Deftones. So apparently I've been living under a rock and I've only ever listened to one Deftones album. I know they are a massively popular band, and their newest album, Ohms, I have listened to. But after listening to Ohms when it came out last year, it made me really want to get into more of Deftones music because Ohms is fantastic. It's a great album. So I figured I'd do a little reaction video and react to White Pony fully through beginning to end, and yeah, just see what I think of it. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get into the reaction. So we will start off with Back to School, Mini Maggit? Ooh, I like the sound right off the bat. Very nice right off the bat. I like the energy. Is it just me, or is there almost like a hip-hop vibe that this song is giving off? I don't know. That's kind of that's the vibe I'm picking up on. It's nice. I like it. This song definitely has a lot of energy. Having only listened to Ohms by Deftones, as someone who's never heard their previous work, I actually hear a lot of similarities on this first track, Back to School, compared to Ohms. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's a good song. Very great opening track. Love the energy, love the intensity. As someone who's not super familiar with a lot of Deftones music, I could have told you that that was a Deftones track from the second the vocals started. So definitely a very telltale Deftones song, if that makes sense. Yeah, great start to the album. All right, so the second track on White Pony is Feiticeira. I could be saying that totally wrong. Yeah, let's get this one started. Again, right off the bat, I just like the instrumentals. Very nice start. Nice drums. The vocals always just come in with such intensity. I love it. This track is definitely a little bit slower than the previous one. Yeah, Feiticeira, if I'm saying that right, is definitely a little more, I guess, reined in, or I don't even want to say subdued. It's not a subdued song, but compared to Back to School, it's definitely more subdued. It's a great track. Definitely sounds like a Deftones track for sure. It still has that telltale sound to it, I guess. I'm going to move on to track 3. Yeah, Digital Bath. Let's give it a listen. Ooh, I like the start of this one. The drums, very nice. I really like this one. I like the sound of it. There's almost like an echoiness to it, if that makes sense. This is a good song. Yeah, Digital Bath somehow takes the more intense aggressiveness of Back to School, but the more subduedness that the second track, Feiticeira had, and it kind of merges them together in a really nice sound. There's almost an echoiness to Digital Bath with the vocals and the drums. It almost sounds like they're drumming in this great big empty room. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I really like it. This song is great so far. This chorus though, when the chorus comes in, it's just so good. This song is somehow so intense, but it's really subdued at the same time. It's very minimalistic. It just keeps going back and forth between intense, subdued, intense, subdued. Digital Bath, that track was fantastic. Definitely my favorite on this album so far. I am looking forward to what's in store. All right, so next up we have track 4, Elite. Okay, right off the bat. I love the energy that all of these tracks have. I can't understand any of the lyrics. I could totally see this definitely as being one of those songs that if Deftones ever performed it live, the audience would just go insane. This is one of those songs that just brings the energy for sure. I love the distorted vocals. That's kind of cool. This guitar is awesome. There's a lot of really interesting sound effects on this album, which add to the instrumentals. And then we're back to the chorus. Wow. Talk about energetic. That song brought the energy, that's for sure. It kind of had a distorted sound with some of the vocals and everything, but yeah, really great track. Track 5, RX Queen. Ooh. Interesting. All of these tracks so far have this really like echoey sound to them, which I like. It's like they're playing all of these instruments in a big empty warehouse and it's just echoing off the walls. See, it's like that echoiness. I especially notice it on this song so far. Very interesting sound, yeah. And then it just fades out. I enjoyed that track. I just really liked the sound effects of it, that kind of echoiness. That seems to be a trend on this whole album, but I noticed it on Ohms too, so maybe it's just a Deftones thing that they do. Yeah, RX Queen, that was a very enjoyable song. All right, track 6, Street Carp. We're back to the intensity. I liked those lyrics. Here's my address, 664. Oh, I forget. That's clever. Yeah, again, we're back to the intensity with that one. I enjoyed it though. Full disclosure, I'm someone that I really don't pay much attention to lyrics the first time listening through to a song. I have to listen to a song like 5 times before I even start looking into the lyrics, so I'm probably not gonna get into like the lyricism of this album so much on my first listen through. From what I picked up on, I enjoyed the lyrics in that song. Anyway, track 7, Teenager. Ooh, this one's interesting. Kind of, is that a harp? No, that's a guitar. My low musical knowledge is showing. Very slow, melodic, almost like a lullaby, very un-Deftones like. There's like an intensity I can tell just simmering in the background. I feel like this song is gonna explode out into noise very soon. Maybe not. That song did not go in the direction I was expecting. I thought it was going to start off real slow and then just all of a sudden get really intensely aggressive. But no, it stayed pretty melodic through the whole thing. Kind of a nice change though to have that on the album. It kind of just throws in a little bit of a musical mix into this album, which is kind of nice. All right, track 8, Knife Party. This is kind of what I thought that last song was going to do. Just go like all out. Ooh, I like this part of it. It's like shrieking in the background. It's like the sound of heaven and hell mixed together, if that makes any sense. That shrieking though. Yeah, that was a great song. Loved the instrumentals. The last third of that song was my favorite part with it sounded like just shrieking, like faintly in the background. Very cool, just had a great atmosphere to it. All right, track 9 is Korea. Ooh, I like the start of it. Definitely like it right off the bat. This one definitely brings the intensity again. Again, I don't know much of what he's saying. This is a track, I love the instrumentals. I could just listen to an instrumental version of this track and I think absolutely love it. Although the vocals do add something, I will say. They kind of, even though I don't understand what is being said, they kind of give it an added intensity that's nice. Deftones is one of those bands, their songs, they all somehow stand out and are distinct, but they all have a similar sound at the same time. Alright, so that was Korea. Love the energy, love the intensity. Definitely a song if I ever want to know what the lyrics are. I would probably have to look it up on Genius or one of those sites and follow along as I'm listening to it because I don't know much of what he said. And then track 10, Passenger, I have it liked on Spotify. So at some point I must have heard this song. But yeah, let's give Passenger a listen to. Let's see if I remember this one. All right, let's get back into this album. Ooh, interesting start. It kind of has like a reminiscent of something like falling out of the sky. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, and then we've got the more intense start. This part does sound vaguely familiar. I definitely like the drums on this one for sure. Okay, I think what I'm thinking of on Deftones' newest album, Black Stallion or something like that, there's a remix to Passenger. So this to me sounds like a slower version of the one I'm used to, but yes, I have heard this song. Definitely a slower song, but there's kind of like this underlying simmering tension that's building up. Kind of an ominous track. And then here's the intensity. Yeah, this is a really eerie song. It kind of puts you on edge a little bit, but it's also oddly enjoyable. It's like really intense. There we go. It's like really intense at certain points and then really subdued and restrained at other parts. And it just fades out. Oh, and then we have just some very subtle piano keys at the end. Yeah, I have heard that song. I think the original version on White Pony, I've probably only heard a couple of times. I didn't recognize it at first when it started playing, but I've heard the remix version of this song, and I think that's the version I'm familiar with, which is a little bit more up-tempo, fast-paced. On the original version, I think I really appreciate the instrumentals more and just the underlying tension that just builds up in this song. Fantastic track, Passenger. So up next is track 11, Change, in the House of Flies, and this is the one Deftones song on this album that I know I am familiar with and have heard before. I know how it goes, but I'm going to listen to it anyway because it's such an awesome track. Yeah, track 11. I love this intro. It's so good. Yeah, Change is just such a great song. Again, you have some underlying simmering tension, but then you have these bursts of energetic, intense moments, and it works great. I love the drums at this end part. I absolutely love that track. There's a reason why it's definitely one of Deftones' more popular songs. Like I said, it was the one that I was familiar with going into this reaction video. I knew I had heard that particular track on this album already, but yeah, fantastic song. I'm not really going to say any more, just awesome. All right, so we are officially on to the last final track of White Pony, track 12, Pink. I think it's Pink Maggit. It could be Pink Maggit. I'm going to call it Pink Maggit. Yeah, let's give this one a listen. The last track on White Pony. Let's see how this album concludes. I'm looking forward to this one. I love the last tracks on albums. Very subdued. I'm curious to see if this track is going to stay more subdued the whole 7 minutes and 33 seconds, or if we're going to get some more intense moments before the end of this album. Oh, we have that downward spiral sounding effect again. I love the guitars on this track. So good. Oh, we have the shrieks and wails in the background again. Okay, so it's tying in previous sound effects that they've used. This song is so interesting. Okay, so we're gonna get some intensity. Back in school. Okay, so they tied in the title of the first track. I love that. Dare I say, is this the best track on this album? I have full-on chills right now. This track does such a good job of tying in all of the themes and sound effects that were used in the whole album into a final bombastic track. How is this track so intense and yet so restrained at the same time? It balances the two so well. And then we just have a very drawn out, guitar heavy ending that maybe slowly fades out, it sounds like. It almost sounds like a heartbeat. What an ending track. Pink Maggit by Deftones is phenomenally well done. Like I said, it takes all of the sounds and the effects and the lyrical themes of the entire album, and it just wraps them up into this 7+ minute track at the end that I almost feel like it's 3 tracks in one. You have the kind of depressive, subdued first third of it. Then you have this bombastic, loud middle section where it ties in like back to school and everything. And then you have the ending part, which is so beautiful. It's just got the guitar and then it ends with that heartbeat sound effect. What an ending to a fantastic album. So that is going to do it. That is my reaction to White Pony, the studio album by Deftones. I honestly want to get more into Deftones music, and I figured I would start with White Pony. It's always the album I hear the most about when researching Deftones and everything. I didn't really go into this album with any expectations, good or bad. Based on my reaction to Ohms, I was expecting it to be a decent album, but I definitely liked it more than I thought I would. It's an album I'm going to go back to and listen to more because, like I said, lyrically I don't really pay attention to songs usually the first time I listen to them. I usually latch on to the overall sound and feeling that I get, and then later on I kind of go into the lyrics. I'd say my top tracks, Digital Bath is up there. That's probably my first or second favorite track from this album. Change in the House of Flies, I mean, that's their popular song, but for good reason. It's fantastic. And then honestly, I think my favorite track from this album is the last one, Pink Maggit. I think that's my favorite. That or Digital Bath. I think those are my 2 favorites as of right now. Anyway, I am going to end this video here. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I definitely enjoyed making this video, and I'm excited to get more into Deftones music. Let me know down in the comments if you want more reaction videos like this, and if you want me to react to any more Deftones albums, because Ohms and now White Pony are the only 2 I've listened to. As usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.